I am back once again. My opening lines, as long as I've been doing this, is still awkward for me. I don't know why. I've had a couple of visits since I've last spoke with you. One was a couple of nights ago, and I woke up to, and I don't think I was asleep long, but I woke up to something moving under my shirt where my right shoulder is. This is the shoulder that I had surgery on. And I say that because when I started feeling really faint vibrations around my shoulder, I was thinking, why are they on that shoulder? That shoulder's not even hurting. So I'm not aware of why they would be messing with it. And as I'm laying there with my eyes shut and just feeling it and enjoying it, of course, it felt like something was up the sleeve. And I say that because it felt like the shirt would give. You know how somebody will grab your shirt and kind of fluff it like that a little bit, they'll pull on it and let go. That's kind of what it felt like, but without the snap. It was like more of the feeling of it being out here and then letting go. And you could feel it going back on your shoulder. Well, that's what it felt like. And I'm sitting there thinking, what in the world? And every now and then I would feel that. It would feel like a hand was in there or something, and then maybe it would move out and the shirt would fall back on my shoulder. Well, I felt that off and on for a while, and then it stopped, or I think I just went to sleep. And then last night, before my sleeping pills kicked in, I was laying in bed and I felt them before I seen them. And I want to say I put my phone down, fixing to go to sleep. And actually I think, yeah, okay, I did. I felt them. So I started feeling something on my cheeks and stuff, kind of moving around. And I was thinking, oh, they're here. So I looked around the room, and the geometric shapes, the film-like geometric shapes was all in the room. And I'm watching it go on the side of my bed and everything. And if I remember seeing any entities move, I don't remember. But I remember sitting there, laying there for a bit, and I said out loud, I know you're here. Why don't you make yourself be seen? And nothing. And I was just kind of let down, and I was just sitting there looking at them for a while, of the shapes. And then I think I just closed my eyes and went to sleep. I struggled a little bit. I tried to keep my eyes open as long as I could because my sleeping pills had already kicked in, but I didn't really see anything. But I will say it was either last night or early this morning, before the sun came out sometime, that I woke up and something was on my ceiling. And it looked metallic in a way, and when I noticed it, it started transforming shape and color. Then it kind of dissolved through the ceiling, and then I just went back to sleep. I have no fear of these things. They took my fear away so long ago. Well, not so long ago, in 2020, I should say. So I just got done doing my application once again for this apartment complex. You have to do it when you want to transfer to downstairs or a different building or whatever. So it took a while because my house was very demanding again. And I had to go through the whole process just like I've never lived here. And then put my credit card information in, put in my license information and all that, and submitted it. I talked to them today at lunch, and they said it could be November before I move. And I hate cold months to move in. I prefer hot over cold any day. Cold hurts me because I have Raynaud's disease. If you're not familiar, you'll have to Google it. All it means is that your blood vessels constrict, your blood flow minimizes, and it hurts. It's really painful. Sometimes on some people, not all, but my son and mother have it, their blood circulation will stop in their fingers or slow down a lot, and the fingertips would turn really white, like there's no blood flow whatsoever. And if you don't warm them up fairly quickly, there could be damage. Just, I think, kind of like frostbite. The blood just kind of stays gone and your tissue starts dying. So there's not much more. Oh, well, I let me say this. So I was on my diet for 3 days, but today it was shot out of the woods, so to speak. At work, some adjusters came in with food from Panera. It was breakfast, actually. I have a major sweet tooth. Major. Before I go in this story, I've lost 3 pounds in 3 days. So anyway, this morning they came in with breakfast, and I was all about, waiting till lunch. I'll have lunch. They had this chocolate, like, Danish thing, and I was like, oh my God. So I took it. And then somebody else brought lunch in, and it was Chick-fil-A. No, there was Chick-fil-A sausage and biscuits that came in after the Panera. And then after lunch, my manager came around and said, somebody brought nukes in if you want to go over there and have what people didn't get. So I got a sandwich, half a sandwich. So I'm not eating dinner, but I'm not even hungry enough or have an appetite to do a smoothie, so I'm skipping all of that. I'll start again tomorrow. The orange juice with a frozen fruit blended for my protein smoothie. Orange juice kind of tends to irritate my stomach. I have a pretty sensitive stomach. And so I went and got coconut water and coconut milk today. And so in the morning, I'm going to mix one or the other, not sure which, and see if I could do it that way with my protein. I'm pretty sure I can. Again, I will keep you updated on my diet experience. It's not that hard. Ironically, I thought it would be so difficult, and it's really not. I use the GenPro protein, GenPro. You can get it from GNC or Amazon. And it's one little scoop. It's not like tiny or anything. But the Walmart proteins, you have to get the 2 enormous scoops to equal whatever you need to be taking. Well, you take one of these and it's smaller. And I like that a lot because I can't handle all of that protein powder. Okay, so I'm going to end this video here. I'm going to pick up again tomorrow because this one's so short. I'm going to pick up again tomorrow and finish this. So I will say goodbye. I'm going to send you love, light, and peace also, but I will see you tomorrow after work. Bye. Hello, it's the next day and it's a good day. I went somewhere last night. Giuseppe and I were talking about it today, and it seems as though I feel like I do it often, but I don't realize I'm doing it. I think I astral traveled to my soulmate, and I think I do it often, possibly. I don't know. And I will say this. The first thing I seen was I was reclined back on a enormous naked man. And when I say enormous, I'm talking about 9 feet tall, 10 feet tall. He was enormous. He was naked. He was naked, but I didn't see anything other than a part of his stomach, because it was like I was leaned back on his chest. I seen a part of his stomach and a leg. And I remember sitting there thinking, this man is enormous. And he was very muscular. And I'm sitting there feeling tremendous love for this man. And again, I will say it's not a love that you will ever feel here. It is a love that you have no doubt about. And I'm sitting there thinking how lucky I am. And I kind of started crying, and I said, I just love you so much. And then I seen him move, And it was like he came around me because he was behind me. And I remember him grabbing me like, I don't know, like passionately is all I could think of. And I want to say we even kissed, but I don't remember that part visually. And then I'm shown that we have kids, 2 that I seen. These children of ours are targets that was shown to me. He protects them, and I seen him go by us, and I look at Ezekiel, and he's watching them, and I'm sitting there looking at him thinking, okay, he's protecting them. He is my hero, is what I was thinking. And then I saw something that really kind of traumatized me. And I don't know if this was actually happening or if it was a vision I was seeing. This whole thing has gotten me confused. They go by me and Ezekiel. And as they go by and I'm admiring him, something else goes by behind our kids. And our kids were on what looked like a motorcycle side by side, but it wasn't. It was something I've never seen before and I can't even describe. But as they went by and whatever it was behind them goes by, we hear an explosion, and it was pretty loud. And I seen our kids fling up in the air with a bunch of debris from the explosion, and I seen Ezekiel take off. I mean, like Superman, and I'm not even joking. He shot in the air with nothing. I mean, just him. And I remember falling to my knees, screaming so loud that I remember thinking, I have no voice. I'm going to lose my voice. And then I was screaming, please save the children. Please save our children. And I was on my knees, and I was like this, and I was screaming bloody murder. And he rescued them, but one was pretty hurt. And I would say it was a boy and a girl. I don't know how hurt this child was, and I think it was the girl, but I knew she would improve. It wasn't like she had permanent damage to her body system or anything. And I remember kind of thinking our children are targets because of where they come from. And I even told Giuseppe that. And he kind of confirmed. And because of who I am and who Ezekiel is. Then we were floating. Me and the children were floating, and we're kind of going around this. I don't even know how to describe it. I don't even know what it was. It was like a round object, kind of like a rounded wall, maybe. And on the very top, it had all of our names on it, on little plaques going around. There was mine. And Ezekiel's, I did not see his name. I don't know why, but I knew it was his. And then several other people. And one of our children says, where's my name? And I looked at him, and I think it was the girl, and I said, he hasn't forgot you just because your name is not up there. He's working on it. Your name will soon be up there. And I was talking about Ezekiel. Then I come to the reality of knowing that everybody on the soul level and the most advanced beings that are not on the soul level can levitate and or float. So during this whole thing, I was getting this information. The round thing was all brown with hints of color here and there, and it kind of looked like the color was splattered in various places. And the plaques were wooden, or they looked like it, but that's all I remember. I want to say I remember a snippet, if you want to call it that, of Ezekiel and I in the air, because we were floating and or levitating, I'm not sure. And of course, he's enormous. He was dressed this time. And I kind of got a view of us from afar. I was like looking at both of us as like a third person. And I remember thinking, look how small I am to this huge man. And then it was like I kind of was back into my body, and I seen myself against him, and he was so warm, and I felt all of his love, and it was so tremendous. And I just knew without a doubt that this man truly loved me. And I want to even say he had kind of a man bun. I used to hate man buns, by the way. That's all I remember about that. But I'll go into this. I've hated man buns for a long time. Why? I don't know. But since my awakening, for some reason, I love man buns. And I think it's because of him. I also know why I'm attracted to dominant men. He's a very dominant man. He's very passionate / dominating / protective and loving. I know that this man would protect me with his life. And so I think it bleeds over into this life here. That dominance of a man that is what I've just described is such like home to me. Although in my past, my very near past, some men abuse that dominance and it doesn't turn out into a very nice thing. And that's why I'm divorced. This man, I've always had in the back of my head that I know that he will protect me. And something just keeps telling me he is my protector in this life. He protects me. I tried to meditate in silence yesterday before I went to bed. I know I switched the topic here. I was unable to, I don't know why. I can't remember why. I want to say because, I don't know. I'm sitting there trying to think and I just don't remember. But anyway, I go to bed and it was after like maybe 10 minutes of meditating, maybe just 5. And I just go to bed. And then I had what I remember seeing. I also want to say this. And Giuseppe, I sent you a text about this. If you're watching, you'll know what I'm talking about. When I was 16 and I tried to unalive myself, I had an NDE. And I remember an entity walking beside me, taking me to where I needed to go. I knew there was an entity there, but I didn't see it. And I know we were talking, but I don't remember what we were talking about. But I knew he was leading me to a place I needed to go. But first, he led me through a garden. The reason why I bring this up is because I don't remember seeing this entity. And there's only 2 other people that I've seen during the NDE. So what I'm also saying about that is I couldn't see my soulmate Ezekiel's face in my astral travel or whatever it was. I'm only shown his face once, and he caught me by surprise. And I talked about that too. He's coming to me. I don't remember what was going on, but in this dream, I thought it was a dream, he was floating to me. And he's coming at me, and I'm floating too, and it was all white all around us. And I said, "Was that you?" And he didn't look or didn't say anything, but he nodded his head in acknowledgement. And he grabbed me in a huge embrace. And I woke myself up gasping of surprise and excitement. But I knew it was him, but that was the only time I've seen his face. And whatever was going on last night, I did not see his face. I don't know why that is. There's something about that, I don't know what it is. I have a feeling that it would either traumatize us, maybe. I don't know why it would. Or it would surprise us. It would kind of surprise us in a way that would alter something in this life. I don't know what, but that's kind of what I'm getting. So I'm back on my diet again today. And I don't know if I'm drinking soured fruit that was freezer burned. I've never had freezer burned anything. I put coconut water in it and it tasted awful because I sampled it. and then I put coconut milk in it, and then my fruit, and blended it with my protein. And it's got a weird taste. I don't know if it's the coconut water or what, but I guess I'll find out if I get sick later. I had my protein coconut milk this morning, and now I'm having my protein smoothie tonight. And I had a salad for lunch. Sunday I would probably cheat off and on, but healthy, because that's when my kids come over. So I'm going to end this here. Oh wow, it's a long video. I'm going to end this here, and yeah, I love you guys. I'm going to send you love, light, and peace. Bye.